are you doing there in Lilongwe?
Good morning, Asanda, and to the listeners. We're doing fine in a long way despite all of the challenges that we have just highlighted in the intro. Fuel shortages are really crippling sort of a transport system. You find queues at petrol stations, of cars and motorcycle waiting to fill up petrol, which is really a major challenge in the country, and that's affecting some of the economic activities.
What is happening currently in the capital, Lilongwe?
Currently, it has gone a bit quiet. People are eagerly waiting to cast their ballots. They are going about their activities, or although the Independent Electoral Commission, speaking to the media last night, they've said that according to the electoral law of Malawi, the voting day is a public holiday, and therefore Malawian are going to vote tomorrow. However, looking at this morning, activity seems to be calm. People are going about their everyday business.
What are people saying, though, as much as they're going about the everyday business about tomorrow's vote? Last week, we got sentiments from Malawi nationals living in South Africa, and the picture they were painting was not very positive. They were worried about issues of transparency, among others.
There has been those sentiment expressed by various people that we have met on the street and interviewed. People talking about lack of transparency. Some go extra mile of accusing the Electoral Commission of Malawi aligned to the current political leadership in the country. Some of which we cannot independently verify. Some going as an extra mile, saying that the current leadership under Lazarus Chakwera is clueless about governance, and they just let corruption. And here's what is interesting, Sandra, that the president came out saying that he knows people who are corrupt in his government. He will deal with them after the elections, leaving really a sour taste among Malawans, saying that how could the president say it like that? If he really cared about fighting corruption, then that is one thing that he could have uh, used during the campaign, showing leadership in fighting corruption. And this adding to the economic challenges brought by the fuel shortages, that really Malawi are expressing mixed view about the current leadership, and they're going towards the election tomorrow.
How does that speak into possible divisions then within the government of Malawi, that there are differing views on this?
Indeed, I spoke to one civil servant who is a technocrat, saying that really there are sort of divisions on how the country is moving forward. Although he did not elaborate what are those divisions, but from his personal views, it seems that there is a lack of leadership generally at the top, and this is owing to the inexperience of the president. He mentioned that. Uh, Perhaps President Lazarus Chakwera, having been a past and leading a church, could have translated in leadership at a government level, something that have come out to be a total failure, with Malawi deep diving in a serious economic crisis, unemployment, and so on.
Malawi's Electoral Commission, or MEC chairperson, Justice Annabel Mtalimanja, had made an announcement that the commission is fully prepared for the 16th of September's general elections. Does this seem to be the case so far to you?
So far, seems to be the case that is painted by the Electoral Commission. However, say about three or four constituencies that are not going to fully vote due to the death in two words. I think the death of candidates. Others are contested parliamentary elections in those areas where the citizens are just going to vote for the president but not vote in the parliamentary elections and the local government. And we put that question to the Electoral Commission to find out whether this is going to, it does not going to affect the credibility of the results. But also the issue that was raised is the issue of special votes and the people moving from one polling station to another based on the activities or special services that they are carrying out on that day, such as drivers driving, for example, um, election observers. She said that they have closed that processes of applying for special votes, and therefore it's not going to be allowed for anyone to vote from one constituency to another. So there are sort of a myriad challenges, in my view, that could affect the polling processes. However, Malawi remain optimistic that maybe the votes are going all well, although there are some echoes of unhappiness about the processes.
The MEC of Malawi Electoral Commission has also reported that ballot papers have been securely distributed to constituency tally centers and are being dispatched to polling stations under police escort. Is that on track?
Yes, that seems to be on track. We managed to visit some prepared polling stations, and this morning actually there are verification of polling station alongside the observers, political party agents, who are explaining the process of how the vote casting is going to happen, but also the Electoral Commission of Malawi MEC is also through the presiding officers on the polling station training some of these electoral staff who are going to handle the processes on how they are going on different stages and steps that they are going to be taking as the people of Malawi cast the ballot at various polling stations.
Talking of observers, we had a conversation with Human Rights Watch last week. They are raising an alarm in terms of these elections, and they're warning that the country is facing a growing crisis of confidence in its electoral institutions, including concerns over the fairness of the MEC or Malawi Electoral Commission and its leadership. What do you make of that?
Well, it's too early to tell what this is going to lead up to because MEC, Malawi Electoral Commission, had a briefing with the international observers as well as local observers yesterday, and they assured that they are in for transparency and accountability for accountable elections as well as making sure the elections are secure, and they warned the observers to go about their business in supporting the electoral processes in Malawi by following the law of Malawi, that they are not here to write new rules for elections for Malawi. And I think that was telling in that statement, to paraphrase what the electoral chairperson, Justice Annabel, said during that press briefing. So I think there is a sense of optimism and uneasiness on the part of the observers as well, and that is going to clearly come out as the electoral process and the voting unfold tomorrow.
Nixon, thank you so much. We'll leave it there for today, or for now, for Rise and Shine. Thanks for your insights.
Thanks for having me.
Our channel